With engineering coming in patch 4.5, things are about to get a lot more complicated for those that are doing hauling or freight missions, especially the solo haulers. Now, so today I'm putting together a before you buy guide for all the players that are looking to get into the whole hauling career in Star Citizen. So I'm going to go through what I think, in my opinion, is the most important things to consider when buying a hauler, whether that's with aUEC end game or on the pledge store with real money. And if this guide does help you out, please consider subscribing, supporting the channel, and hitting that like button. It's a free and easy way to help me out, and it also tells YouTube to push this video out to more Star Citizen players. And honestly, it also motivates me to do more videos like this. Let's get into it. Section 1, the reality of hauling in 4.5. If you're jumping into hauling thinking you're about to become some intergalactic shipping tycoon, making millions of aUEC, billions even, retiring on a nice planet somewhere, okay, maybe not Pyro, but you get the idea. It's definitely doable, but it's not as simple as buy big ship, press autopilot, you know? So with engineering coming online, large ships will be much harder to run solo. And if you weren't thinking about that yet, you really need to. Why? Because if you fly a big ship alone and something goes wrong, a fuse blows, a component overheats, or you get jumped by pirates, you won't be able to leave the pilot seat to fix anything. And with that amount of boosting you'll be doing, entering and leaving atmospheres, or trying to dodge trouble, you'll overheat components. You will stress the power plant, and you'll need someone to help you mid-flight. Even just one crew member makes a massive difference. An engineer to manage power and cooling, a turret gunner to keep pirates off you, someone who can grab fuses and replace components during emergencies. And engineering is going to make hauling far more engaging, but also far more punishing for solo players. So that's the first thing. So ship size matters a lot. Cargo grid size. So after ship size, the next critical thing to understand is cargo grid size, and more specifically the size of the cargo boxes your ship can actually accept. So here are the cargo box sizes currently in the game. You have a 1 SCU size box, a 2 SCU, a 4 SCU, 8 SCU, 16 SCU, 24 SCU, and finally 32 SCU box size. Why does this matter? Because even if a ship claims it can hold, say, 8 SCU in total, that doesn't mean it can physically fit an 8 SCU box through the ramp or the cargo door. Some ships, for example like the Intrepid, can physically only accept up to a 4 SCU box through the cargo doors, even though the spec sheet says 8 SCU in total. And you won't know this, until you try it, and you'll get stuck. Believe me, I've tried. You don't want to find this out after you've already taken a mission. So before you buy a hauler, always check what SCU box sizes can physically fit through the ship's ramp or the cargo doors. You can check on places like Reddit, on Spectrum, on the RSI website. You can ask your org teammates, or you can test it yourself in a free fly. There's currently a free fly going on as I'm recording this for the IAE, so go check it out. The SCU numbers on paper and the actual usability in-game can be very different. Where to check the ship stats. So a lot of players don't know where to look for proper ship stats. The tools I would recommend are Urkel.games. So this is probably the most complete stat website for Star Citizen. On the left menu under data, you've got the ships and vehicles section. And then once you go in, you can use the filters at the top to filter by transporter, cargo capacity, ship size, crew requirements, price. It's all there. So then the second tool is starcitizen.tools. This is great for lore, ship history, images, and in-game availability. Or you can also check in-game on the terminals. Ships sometimes do differ slightly from the pledge store descriptions as well. Things new haulers forget to consider. So here are a few more key points that players often miss. Crew requirements. So if the ship has 4 beds, it's meant for 4 crew. If it has 1 bed, it's meant for 1 crew. So beds often equal the intended crew size. So engineering will actually punish people for ignoring this. Claim time. Bigger ships equals longer claim time. Some large ships can take 2 to 4 hours to claim. So imagine losing your cargo and being locked out of your ship for hours. The Hull C takes 45 minutes, for example, and it's not even the biggest one in the lineup. So if you're not patient, or you're playing on limited sessions, consider how long you're willing to wait if you lose your ship. Nav speed. A bigger ship usually means slower acceleration, slower turn speed, and slower atmospheric flight. That's pretty much a given. So the Hull C, for example, again, is tanky, but is painfully slow. So if you're hauling dangerous cargo, speed can literally save your life. Insurance costs. Large ships have expensive insurance, both in aUEC and in real pledge buyback. So if you're not prepared for that, stick to mid-sized haulers until you actually know the game loop well. Piracy risks. Now this is a big one and it could be dangerous. So if your plan is to haul in Pyro or even parts of Stanton, here are a few things to remember. So large ships are huge targets. Big ships struggle to escape. Small but fast ships often survive longer. And there's also a reason why pirates love picking on larger ships. Maximum jump range. Now, some ships can't jump between 2 systems without refueling. Now that we've got the 3 systems in place in 4.4, this becomes important when we eventually get more systems online. So some large haulers might need escorts or more fuel stops. So I'll give you an example of how I would go about picking a ship, say using Urkel Games. So if you go to urkel.games, set the category to ships, set the role to transporter, and then at the top you'll see you can sort by cost, crew size, the cargo amount, the hit points, the speed. So this gives you a clear comparison and stops you from buying the wrong ship for your needs. And here are final things to remember when picking the right hauling ship for you. Number 1, am I planning to play solo or with a crew? This affects which ship is viable massively, especially in 4.5. Number 2, how often do I want to haul? So if you're casual, stick to smaller, cheaper ships with low claim times. Number 3, do I care about safety or profit? Now we all care about profit. So big ships do earn more, but they also lose more. Number 4, can I afford to lose this ship plus the cargo? Now we all know the answer to that. If not, don't fly it. So do I understand the routes I'll be hauling on? So some routes are extremely dangerous, others are basically free money, and especially in Stanton. So that's my updated before you buy ship guide for Star Citizen for 4.5, especially with this whole engineering loop, game loop coming in. It's going to be interesting to see how large solo haulers adapt to this whole new system. Right, so there you go, guys. If you want more guides like this, hit that like button, subscribe so YouTube knows you want more Star Citizen content. Thanks for watching, fly safe, and keep your cargo locked down. Captain Turk out.